Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm your co-host Cicely,
And your host, Hayden.
and today we're talking about The Strangers. It came out in 2008. It's rated R. It's an hour and 26 minutes long. Rated at 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb, which is way too low
I don't
because
agree with
Rubber
that.
got a 5.4. It's about a young couple staying in an isolated vacation home that are terrorized by 3 unknown assailants. And based on a true story.
And now for the last week's question, or
For-
answer rather.
Stop talking. Last week's question and answer. What state does the film and comic book miniseries 30 Did you hear that?
What?
I just had like a brain fart.
Stroke?
What state does the film and comic book miniseries 30 Days of Night take place?
Alaska.
Alaska!
If you Googled it, then
You suck.
you suck. But if not, then good job. This, I believe, is episode 30 of our podcast.
Really? Actually?
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm almost positive.
Okay.
I didn't really think of anything special to do for this episode.
Nope. Nothing.
Anyway, we could probably do it uncut.
Do you wanna?
Do you want to try it?
We can try it. No promises, though. You know.
It hasn't been too bad yet, so.
Okay.
Well, to start off, I really do like this movie. I don't understand the hate that it gets.
It gets hate?
I mean, it got a 6.1. I don't understand why people don't like it.
Oh, I didn't realize that it was getting it. Is there other hate?
I just mean, like, why it was rated so
Oh.
low.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That doesn't really make sense.
It's spooky, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't agree with 6.1. But I like the way it starts off, where it's stating facts and information about, the real happenings or
Yeah.
whatever. I like that they were basically like, this is what it's based on,
Yeah.
and they weren't just like throwing us into the movie. They were like, it's still unsolved and all that
The
other
Ketty cabin murders.
stuff. Exactly, yeah. I really like the way that it just informed us before showing us, their version of
Yeah.
this story or whatever. I also like the eerie start and the phone call and the blood and the weapons and stuff. I like how because they make this movie do like a full loop.
Yeah.
It goes right back to the
Yep.
beginning, and I like the way the kids show up and there's the hole in the window or the windshield of the car, and there's like the bloody knife and the bodies all through
Yeah.
the cabin. I like how it starts off immediately, like making you
Something
think
happened.
that something happened and
Yeah.
no one survived and all this other stuff. I really like the way
Yeah.
that they did that.
Me too.
And there's also like a feeling of like uncomfortable unhappiness throughout the movie.
Throughout the whole movie, yeah.
Yeah, so like it starts off immediately saying like these two aren't very happy with each other,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really explain why yet, but it was a very general feeling of unhappiness. It was like the shots of the faces in the car as they're driving, and like that one like single tear down her face or
Uh-huh.
whatever. So it was very clear that they had some sort of argument or fight.
Tiff.
Yeah, a little tiff. The small explanation, like it gave you a small hint of what happened between them.
Uh-huh.
They're sitting at the wedding or whatever. And you can obviously tell that it like blindsided him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he obviously thought that like they were, serious and for real. And he went with his friend and, did the roses and, made the cabin all romantic and stuff. Like, it wasn't just that he thought that this was just a fling or something. Like
I think that's a very preventable problem, though.
What?
Like, before you propose to someone, I think you should be like, hey, so we're like on the same page, right?
Yeah, probably.
Right.
But it was also probably more of like him wanting it to be a surprise because he thought they were on the same page.
That's why you just have a little talk, a
True.
little something something.
But maybe they did, and she like changed her mind.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because there's a million different things that could have happened. Because they didn't go and delve into what happened.
Yeah.
They just said
I
that
guess
he
we'll never
proposed,
know.
and
She
said
no.
not yet.
Not yet. She
But-
said I'm not ready yet.
She may have said before that she wanted to be with him forever. Just maybe it was too soon.
Maybe?
Who knows?
We'll never know.
But there was also the weird encounter with the Tamara girl. She knocked on the door.
Freaky.
And it's obvious that she unscrewed the light bulb so they couldn't see her face.
Yeah.
Or we couldn't see her face,
Yeah.
rather. But, like, it was just such a weird encounter to be at your, parents' cabin.
Yeah.
And for this person to
Ask
if someone was
someone's
there.
home. It's
like,
not even it's 4 a.m.
yeah.
at the time she's knocking.
And even if she was there, why are you inquiring at 4 a.m.?
4 a.m. And it's just like it was weird.
Yeah. The way she, like, asked and, like,
Yeah.
stood there in silence for a
very
minute.
creepy.
And such a weird encounter. So I totally understand Liv Tyler's character.
Yeah.
What's her name? I don't remember either of their names. The girlfriend's
Neither do
like,
I at this moment.
unsettled feelings
Yeah.
towards this girl. Like, it's understandable to feel weird.
James and
Yeah, Jimmy James, his friend calls him later in the movie.
what's her name?
I can't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe I wrote it down later. I don't remember. Anyway, and then there's the scene where he leaves because he wants to drive for a while, and she needs cigarettes, so he thought it was a good opportunity or whatever. And then she's like sitting there, and she's trying on the ring, and she's trying to get like a feel of this question that he asked her, and it seems like it's kind of settling into her mind a little bit. Maybe she just needed time to think about it, not so much she was saying no. It was more of just like, I need to think for a minute.
Yeah.
Because
It's
she was
Kristen,
trying
by
on
the
the
way.
ring, and she kind of looked happy that it was on.
Kristen.
Kristen?
Yeah.
And she looked happy that it was on.
Yeah.
The ring was on her finger. So it was kind of, maybe she just needed a second to...
That's a lot. That's a big.
That is a big thing.
old thing.
Yeah, especially if you're
It's a big
not
commitment.
100% sure you're on the same page either.
Yeah. For sure.
But then the Tamara girl comes back, which would be the doll face mask or
Uh-huh.
whatever. And she comes back while she's alone. And that was...
She said, "Is Tamara home?"
You just asked me that. Like, no, she's still not here.
I
It's
would
only
shit
been...
my pants.
I know. If I was her, I would be terrified.
If somebody first of all knocked on the door at 4 a.m. and
Yeah.
second asked me that fucking question twice,
Go away.
I'd be like, "Echo, get her,
Yeah, seriously.
sick 'em."
Sick. Yeah, so that was another weird experience. Like, this movie is just a bunch of weird.
Yeah.
To put it lightly, it is just a bunch of weird.
Yeah.
And I wrote it down to talk about it, but like, I really like the fact that they changed up the overused dead battery or no service thing.
Uh-huh.
Every scary movie, every hero, I guess you could call him, every person that's about to be killed either has a dead battery on their cell phone or no service.
That's probably
Every
what would
scary
happen to
movie.
me.
Huh?
My phone's never charged.
Yeah,
so
I
get
know.
it.
And it's also on Do Not Disturb at every second of the day. But
So,
it-
get over it. You sound salty about it.
I try to call you, and I have to call you 4 times so it comes
Your
through.
phone's on Do Not Disturb half the time too.
When I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Any other time it's not.
Get over it.
I only sleep 8 hours a day.
Sure.
You sleep like 16.
No, I do not. That's such a lie.
Anyway, the overused stigma of having a dead battery or no service. It's literally every single horror movie. This one changed it up. Yes, she still had a dead battery, but there was a house phone. So there was a way for her to still call.
Yeah.
It wasn't overused once
Yeah.
again. And, you know, she called James and said, hey, this is really weird. I'm scared. Can you come back? Which is refreshing for once,
Yeah.
that she actually got a call out. And then there's a scene where she's in the kitchen. She grabs a knife or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then the guy comes in. White mask guy.
Behind her. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's in the house already. That's like the first thing that like would send chills up your spine watching the movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Tamara girl is crazy, weird,
He's in the house.
but he's in. Yeah.
He's in, and we don't even know how they got in.
No, they didn't tell us how they got in.
No.
It's just that maybe
He's
there was a
in.
window, maybe there was a door in the
Yep.
back. It
Yeah.
never explained how they got in, which is another. Apparently, there's a sequel. Maybe there's a little more explanation
There
in
is
the
a sequel.
but
I've never seen it.
I haven't either. But still,
Did you see this movie before watching it for this? Me too.
yeah, I like this movie.
I think I've seen it a few times. I actually thought I never watched it. And then I started watching it and I was like, I've seen this. I didn't realize.
I
it
actually,
was.
Dad likes the Crazies a lot,
Yeah.
and I think I accidentally watched this instead of the Crazies.
You did because you were like, oh, isn't that the Crazies? I'm like, no. It's the Strangers.
Yeah, exactly.
The
So
Crazies
I
is
accidentally,
Timothy Oliphant.
yes. But then I ended up watching this. I liked it, and then I watched the Crazies after and liked
Yeah.
that too. But
I like that movie.
I think I actually watched this by accident first.
Oopsie.
Still good movie.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the man got in, but he just disappears.
Yeah. No bigs.
Like, so he got in, looked at her, and then left.
Yeah. Ugh.
From-
my God.
from
Could
a
you
viewer
imagine?
standpoint?
I'd shit my pants.
From a viewer standpoint, that's creepy.
That's creepy. That was
Just-
a very creepy shot.
Exactly. And especially like how they just got his mask in the light. You could just like
Yeah,
see his
yeah.
one shoulder.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, that was a very good use of lighting.
Yeah.
For sure. And then just when you thought it was the killer, you know, they started scaring
Uh-huh.
her, beating on the walls and the windows and stuff. Just when you thought the killer was walking down the hallway after he shut the music off, it was the boyfriend. It was like a twist thing. It wasn't like a huge twist or anything
Yeah.
like that, but it was still like a kind of a
It kept you on the
edge of your seat.
Yeah.
Because you thought the killer was walking down to the room to get
Yup.
her.
You did.
And then he doesn't believe her until the car. It always seems like the secondary person. So obviously, what was her name again? Kristen. The movie was pretty much about her.
Yeah.
Like, she was the central focus.
Yeah. I agree.
So that means James is the secondary character.
Oh, it's fine. No one's here. No one's outside. No, someone's fucking outside.
Do you know
I
that
got
for
a high
sure?
spot upstairs. Let's go.
Exactly. Do you know that for 100% fact that no one's trying to get in? She's
How
making
can
this
you
up.
be so sure?
Exactly.
You could tell me one time. You could even just be joking, and I'd be like, huh.
Exactly. I mean, it's not. I doubt she's cried wolf. You know.
That's a pretty serious situation.
Exactly.
Plus the way
how
she
many
was
times has she told you that there's a
crying?
killer outside?
Come on. Be real. So, like, the way she was crying.
Yeah.
And, like, panicking. And you don't believe her?
I don't know. That just seems.
You're setting yourself up.
Yeah. That just seems outrageous not to believe her. But he does believe her once the car happens. So
Yeah.
the car gets the tires slashed.
Uh-huh.
And I also want to bring that up in a second. But then there's the hole in the windshield, and then she touches him on the back.
Yep.
That pretty much is like, okay, maybe she wasn't lying.
Maybe something's going on here.
And I also want to talk about that. So, they have slashed tires, right? And a hole in the windshield.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to stop me from getting out of there? Hell no. I'm going to drive until the wheels fall off. I don't care. I'm getting out of that. I'm not getting killed.
No, fuck no. I'll run.
Get in that car, drive until the wheels fall
Yep.
off.
You can still drive a car with the tires slashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll just be flat.
Yeah.
It'll
but you
it'll
can-
suck and you'll be rocking around, but like
you can do
at least
it.
you're alive.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, it was the same way about Terrifier. Like,
Oh
how?
my god, just
don't-
get out of there.
I get it. Like, you know, the killing didn't happen until inside the building for
Yeah.
Terrifier, but like her tire was slashed,
Yeah,
and
go.
I get, you know, in that situation she would want to wait for someone to pick her up and come back and deal with it in the morning. That's understandable, but like, if that was the situation, my tire's slashed, and there's a killer after me, that flat tire is not stopping me from getting out
No.
of there. I'm slamming on that gas and getting out of there. I do not care.
I'm gonna do whatever I can. I
Exactly.
got kids.
Exactly. And then the truck is slamming into the car. So I get it, you know, the car is out of commission now, so that's their...
I would get out. Okay, we can't talk theories. We can. I would get out and just start beating the shit out of the driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the two other people come up and start stabbing you.
Okay.
Okay, as
Right.
long as I get the driver.
Yeah.
No, but... So the car's out of commission now. That's my theory out the window, so... But I'm telling you right now, that first time that he was in the car,
Uh-huh.
I'd be telling her to get in the car, firing that thing up, and driving as far as I can. And I understand they could chase him down, but like, you can get pretty far before, you know, they beat the shit out of your car enough
Yeah.
to where you can't drive it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the hell out of there ASAP.
Or they could just get the gun that they have, right? Like they did, and just sit in one spot and not move.
Well, he tried that and ended up shooting his
Try
friend.
it again.
We're getting ahead of ourselves a little
Yeah,
bit
we
there.
are.
And then there's the scene I want to talk about. The axe coming through the door. They start chopping the door down.
Yeah.
And they push the piano or
Yeah.
whatever up against it. I couldn't imagine seeing what they saw already. They haven't seen a person yet.
Yeah.
They just been hearing pounding on the windows and stuff, and he got touched on his back or whatever. Neither of the characters have seen any of the three killers yet.
Yeah.
Other than, okay, maybe, I guess, in the distance, in the field.
Yeah.
But, like, not up close. So they're standing at the door, and all of a sudden an axe comes through it. Like, that's terrifying.
I shit my pants.
Yeah, that's terrifying up until this point. Like, they don't know what's going on. I don't know. I would be shit my pants too. And then his friend pulls up in Betsy and her sibling.
Yeah.
That's an 84, but mine's a 2001, but still, they're related.
They're related.
But there's the stranger right behind him.
Yes.
One of the white mask guy
Yeah.
as he's walking in. So it's kind of weird that he got that far. I figured that they would have killed him before he even set foot in the house.
Well, I think they wanted someone else to kill.
Yeah, I guess so. But I figured like right outside the door they would have been cutting his head off or something before he even
Yeah.
set foot in the house, because I mean, it was a third person to see what was going on, maybe call the police, something that they didn't really want to deal with, because I mean he had a cell phone on
Yeah.
him. But I was just surprised that he got that far. And then he was walking through the house without saying anything, which
Yeah,
I
he's
thought was
Quiet.
I thought that was weird. He shut
Say,
the
hey,
music
it's
off.
Mike.
Yeah, it was like, "Hey, where are you?" something. And I get he was saying it outside of the house,
Yeah.
but like once you get inside
Hey.
and you see like the house
Here.
destroyed like that,
Yeah.
that's probably something that you like, "Hey, don't shoot or don't stab me, like it's your friend."
Yeah. Read the room.
And I mean, sure, I guess that would have gave your position away to whoever's, but at least you're not going to die from your best friend. So you kind of have to weigh the risks here. It just seemed strange that he didn't say a word.
Yeah. I thought so too.
But it was a creepy image seeing the stranger following him so slowly and so quietly.
Oh yeah.
Like I couldn't just imagine the feeling on the back of your
No,
neck that you would
I don't
have.
want to.
I know. I don't want to. No, the feeling of like someone, everyone can feel like someone behind them. You know, they have that like sixth sense.
Yeah.
You can kind of feel it. So
I'm always, because I'm, paranoid.
yeah.
I'm always looking
Looking
over
for
my
Mike Myers.
shoulder. I'm always like, hey, did you guys hear that? It's
You're
just me.
You're looking for Jason or Michael Myers.
Yeah, always.
But yeah, like it just seems like he didn't really pay attention. Like, I would be, like, putting my back against the wall
Yeah.
and, like, looking around.
Yep.
I also would have had my gun on me, but
My gun.
I don't go anywhere without it, so
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
it doesn't
I don't
matter,
go
but-
anywhere without these guns.
or the dog.
Or Echo, the real weapon.
And then there's a scene where he shoots his friend. Mike was his name?
Mike. Yep.
He shoots Mike, which I feel really bad, but also Mike kind of put himself in that.
Yeah, he
Like, I
came
just-
early.
He came early, so they weren't expecting him. Also, he was really quiet and
He
didn't
was
say anything.
like too quiet.
Yeah.
Like if I personally going to like pick someone up and I walk in their house, I'm like, yo, what up?
Yeah, not only that, but like he didn't say anything until he was at the doorway where he got
Yeah.
shot. You know, and he didn't know it was Mike until he got closer. So
Yeah, he didn't even know.
he said he didn't have a mask on. Why didn't he have a mask on? And I mean, that just goes to show you, like, the person in that situation can't see that. So don't
Yeah.
do that. Announce yourself if you're in a home.
Always just announce yourself in general.
Yeah, just in general. Don't just walk into someone's house and scare the shit out of them. But, like, if you're especially in that situation and you're about to, and your friend's house is destroyed like that and everything's just torn apart,
Yeah.
probably something bad that happened. Whether it's your friend, he may have thought that his friend James hurt Christine or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, wasn't true, but, like, that's still a
Still, yeah.
possibility.
Mhm.
And even in that situation, you want to announce yourself. Because then, no matter what, you don't have a chance of being hurt by someone that shouldn't be hurting you, like your best friend.
Yeah.
So, just, moral of the story, announce yourself. And that was really weird that the guy was just so quiet behind him.
I agree.
But he shoots his friend, like we just said, which I feel bad. But then they write killer on the window.
Yep.
Now, seeing that would scare the bejesus out of me, too. I don't...
Did you notice it was written like really nice?
Backwards.
Yeah.
They
Like
wrote it on
someone
the
wrote it
outside of the window
really
perfectly.
nice
Backwards.
and backwards.
Like, that's crazy.
I'd be like, whoa.
This
We're
is...
messing with some real people here.
Yeah, this is not the first time that they've done
Yeah.
it, for sure. And then going out to the barn, and he goes to try and shoot the doll face mask lady,
Uh-huh.
and he gets kicked in the face and taken. It's probably best that you just stay indoors in one
And
spot
together.
and together.
Why are we separating all the time?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
Like you said, sit in the bedroom. They only have one way into the bedroom, which is that bedroom door. You have like 40 shells. Oh, by
Yeah.
the way, he said he was looking for bullets. Shotguns take shells, dummy. He had like
Well.
30 or 40 shells just sitting there. Fill that shotgun up and sit there aiming it at the doorway, and don't let anybody come through. Don't be running out to the barn. Don't be running out to a car. Just stay there until all three are dead. And even if you have to shoot them and blow their face off afterwards, do it. They're trying to kill you. Stay there.
Exactly.
This is their game. You got to win by not playing it. And the girl follows her while she was crawling. She like hurt her ankle or whatever.
Yeah.
She's crawling on the ground and she
Yeah.
doesn't know that the ghost face mask girl's behind her. Just such a creepy.
I hated that scene.
I know. You hate when
I hate when they're
things
chasing
follow.
you,
Yeah.
but like you're crawling.
And she doesn't know.
No.
It's
That's
not like
way worse.
it's way
way
worse.
Could you imagine if that was me? I'd die.
Like Mike
If I turned
Myers,
around and saw that, boom, heart
like
attack.
Mike Myers just following people silently
Yeah.
and they don't know that he's there.
Yeah.
Like that's way more terrifying than
Oh, for sure.
knowing that they're there. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like you're not in a life or death situation if you don't know they're there.
Yeah, yeah.
You're just like trying to
You don't
crawl
know.
quietly, slowly.
You think
And-
you're doing the thing?
Yeah.
You're not doing
nope,
the thing.
you're not. Kind of screwed there. And then she was trying the radio. She didn't know what the hell she was doing. She was just turning dials, flipping switches and stuff.
Yeah.
She's just lucky she got anyone to answer at all. But she was trying to get help. And just imagine sitting there trying to get help, and then all of a sudden this axe comes down and smashes the thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, from a viewer standpoint, we saw her face there. We knew she was there.
Mhm.
But we're kind of supposed to be in the same mindset as, you know, the character that we're watching. So,
Yeah.
all in all, we didn't really know what she was going to do, just like her. And she ended up busting up the radio, which is another avenue to try and get the police out there and help you that was taken from you. And then the appearing and disappearing thing is absolutely terrifying. Because, like, the strangers, that's what we can call them, all three of them, the strangers, are human.
Yeah.
In every right, they're just serial killers.
Yeah.
They're not apparitions like
No.
Jason. They're not like this supernatural being like Michael Myers. They're three human, real people. How the hell are they appearing and disappearing like that?
I think they're just good at what they do.
This is not their
this
first
is their
time.
craft, you know?
This is not their first time of doing it, that's for sure. But it's just so weird to literally watch them appear and disappear all the time. And then White Mask walks right past her. She's standing in the dining room, and he just like walks in and goes the other way. Pure luck. Girl, you're lucky.
You're
and
lucky.
she sneaks into the closet.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know like where the girl came from. She was in the closet, and
Oh, yeah.
when he walks right past her, she sneaks into the closet, and he sits down, gets up, and then all of a sudden, Dollface Girl comes out of nowhere.
She should have just, like, either backed into the closet more or laid down, sat down, hit herself better.
I guess, yeah, but they probably knew she was in there the whole time.
Oh, probably.
It makes you think that maybe the girl was standing there the whole time.
Oh, yeah, because she came out of nowhere.
Yeah. You didn't see her come in through the front door or anything. She came in from the left, which would have been
Yeah.
like the kitchen or whatever. But makes you think, was that girl in there the whole time when the dude walked past her and like distracted her? That's weird, right?
Probably, yeah, you're right.
And then the lights come on and you think it's over. You know what I'm talking about? She
Yep.
goes into the bedroom
and the lights flick on.
and
yeah.
the lights just come on. Oh, maybe the police are here. Maybe James is back and got the lights on, and who knows what happened. But nope, completely wrong. You thought wrong.
You thought...
You're still screwed and gonna die. It was like the rug being pulled out from under you,
Yeah.
pretty much. But that's the way horror movies go. And then there's the strangers just staring at them. So like
While they're tied up.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
talking to him tied up, and they're like, "Why are you doing this?" Blah blah blah, and they're just staring at them. That has to be the most intimidating thing. Your killers,
Or just staring at you.
yeah, they're
Well, what freaked me out the most is when she said, "Why are you doing this?" And she
And-
said, "Because you're home."
because you were home.
Oh,
Like, it's
no thank you.
they stared at her for a good 2 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
They didn't say a single word, and then when they finally answer them, they say, "Because you were home." That has to be like,
no other motive, just you were there.
you were there. We felt like it.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that has to be like the creepiest line
I'd be
ever.
having a panic attack.
Yeah, and it makes you think, like, how many times were we somewhere that we came close to being this,
Yeah.
just because we were there?
Yeah.
This couldn't have been the first time, you know.
No.
I mean, there are serial killers everywhere, so people are just fucking weird.
They're just weirdos.
And then they took their masks off and stabbed them and started stabbing them. Boyfriend's dead. He got stabbed like 50 times.
Oh, yeah.
But like, it was just the scene of them taking their masks off, and the camera is in such a way that like you can't see their
Yeah.
face.
And that's when you knew, oh, they were ready to kill him.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
They're like, well, they see our face anyway, it doesn't matter.
I mean, it ended up being that, you know,
Yeah.
she saw the faces and ended up, I think, lived.
I
lived.
mean, they didn't go past that, but I'm assuming she did.
And then it was just so weird, and just seeing your killers or attackers at this point
Yeah.
for her unmask themselves and then just start stabbing you over and over again, it's pretty insane.
It's pretty intense.
Pretty intense and terrifying. And then just when you thought that she was gonna be okay, he came back and took the phone off of her.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they didn't get away yet. Who knows, she might have been only passed out for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Right? And then the phone started ringing, he heard it, came back and took it. Just when you thought that it was gonna be all over and okay, he came back. She passes out again too, right after that. And then the kids, you know, come.
We do a full loop.
We do the full loop, you know. They go and talk to the kids. I thought they were going to kill the kids for a second.
Yeah.
But obviously they were in the beginning of the movie, so they couldn't. But
yeah.
It was really weird, you know, the way they walk up to him like, can we have that?
Yeah.
Are you a sinner? Sometimes. Like, the delivery of those lines were just so...
The kids were creepy.
The kids, the woman...
They were all creepy.
They were weirded out for sure, but like the way those lines were delivered were just so
freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you never truly see their face. You see the side.
Yeah.
Or earlier when they took the light bulb out,
Mm-hmm.
or like loosened the light bulb, you could kind of see
You
like
could kind of see her face.
her eye a little bit.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, you can look them up on the internet and see who played the girl and the guy and the girl, but like
Still makes it freakier.
In the movie, you never see the character's face. You know? So that's kind of like a open-ended, you know, kind of thing. Because you never know, you don't know who they were.
No.
And then, yeah, she probably thought they came back. So the kids were, you know, they called the police and were in the building and looking at the bodies and stuff. And he walked up to, what's her name again? Kristen. He walked up to Kristen and she grabbed his arm and started screaming. She probably thought that they came back to kill her.
Oh, yeah.
And probably scared the shit out of the kid, too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Still, this movie's a creepy movie.
It's definitely a creepy one.
I like this movie, though.
Me too. It's a
And
rough
I don't
watch,
understand. I gave it a 7.5.
Don't watch it by yourself at night.
Yeah, probably not. Especially in a secluded cabin.
Yeah, don't do that.
But I gave it a 7.5 because I don't think 6.1 was fair. Especially when Rubber got a 5.4, which is barely under this movie.
That's what I said.
It's clearly the better movie.
Very much, yeah.
And I think I might have unclarified that I didn't clarify this enough. Rubber is the stupidest movie I've ever seen in my life. The worst movie I've ever seen, the worst horror movie I've ever seen in my life is Tusk.
Yeah, you didn't clarify that.
Okay, well, I do hate Rubber, but I would...
Don't hate Rubber.
But I would much rather watch Rubber
than Tusk.
Because Rubber is the stupidest horror movie I've ever seen.
It's kind of good. I'm going to start a Rubber fan club.
Okay, you do that.
Who wants to join?
And then, you know, Tusk is the worst. But I think that this movie is like leagues better than Rubber. Like way better than Rubber. It's like not even in the same category of how much better this movie was compared to Rubber. And the fact that they're so like closely, you know, scored, I guess you could say, just blows my mind. If you want to talk about anything?
So the movie is based on 3 true events. Did it say that in the beginning? The 3?
I think so, yeah. I think 3.
The murder of Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
With Charles Manson.
Yep.
The Ketty Cabin murders.
Okay, I've heard of that before.
Which I believe they're still unsolved.
That's what the movie said, yeah.
And the director's own experience.
Personal experience. Yeah, I read about that.
They said, I think it's a guy, right?
Yeah.
He said that there were like robberies going on, and that there was someone pounding on his door when he was a kid.
Right.
And just shit like that. But I thought it was interesting that like there was some true inspiration from that.
So the Sharon Tate story I know was that the Manson family came in and started beating the living shit out of her and doing all kinds of depraved things to her.
Pretty sure she was pregnant.
Yeah, that, and they raped her too.
Yeah.
Like, they did horrid things to her before killing her.
Yeah.
And left her, well, dead, of course, but like almost unrecognizable from what I hear. From
which is awful.
Which is terrible.
And that's like a cult thing.
Yeah, it was the Manson cult.
Uh-huh.
They called it a family, but it was like a religious thing.
A cult. Yeah.
And it's just it's sick that people,
would do
anything like that. And like, just makes me think, like, I'm glad that in America we have access to guns in self-defense. I know that guns don't solve everything.
Obviously.
And like, in the wrong hands, they can do
tons
horrible things.
Yeah.
But like, if I was in that situation and some murderers are breaking into my house, I'm not asking questions.
No.
If you're breaking into my house to hurt me or my family, you're getting put down.
You're fucking donezo.
Exactly.
You're euthanized.
Exactly. And like, it's things like Sharon Tate's story and stories that this movie was based off of that make me glad that I know how to defend myself.
Yeah.
In these ways, because I ain't about to be chased around a house. You know what I mean?
Fuck no.
And like, a lot of the horror movies.
Get a guard dog, people.
Exactly.
Get a Beckel.
And then, like, a lot of movies will do the thing where, like, they have the killer in the sights and they sit there and they won't shoot, and they're like the new,
shoot you.
Like the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The girl who lived in the old ones. Was standing there with the shotgun on him and is like, "Tell me why," and like he just like walked away, and he like just started walking away, and she's like, "Tell me why, just shoot him."
Shoot him. You don't need to know.
You inadvertently caused like 15 other people to die because you wouldn't just shoot him. Who cares about why? It's over with. I get it. You're screwed up from that. But like, shoot him. Shoot him. Fix the problem now. So then 19 and yourself won't die. She got killed in that movie.
Oh, shit.
Because she wouldn't shoot him.
That's stupid.
If you're in that situation, shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit about why? He's fucked up.
He's fucked up, that's why.
Exactly. It's like looking...
He needs therapy!
It's like having a giant shotgun and staring at Michael Myers.
I'd be like, you know what? You're pretty fucking dope.
Exactly. Like, you have the chance. Shoot him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like... If you have a grenade with, Jason, and like you have the chance to blow him the fuck up, just blow him the fuck up. Just don't sit there and ask questions.
That's so stupid.
A lot of horror movies do that. They'll be like, "Can you go away?" No, just shoot him.
Just
He's already there trying to kill you. Shoot him. Don't tell him to go away or anything like that. Exactly.
The Ketty Cabin murders.
Yeah.
Apparently they were really gruesome and nasty.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, and I listened to that. I don't even remember. I don't remember what I learned about the Ketty Cabin murders from, like what I was watching or listening to, but I remember that kind of sticking with me.
How gruesome it was?
Yeah, it was really, really bloody and gory, and they bent a knife. They fucked someone up so bad, and
the knife was bent?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And they just still don't know who did it.
Yeah.
And it was a cabin. A fucking cabin.
Yeah.
Like, you think you're safe camping with your fam. Just kidding.
Or in this case, they were just,
JK lol.
Yeah. It makes you think, like, how much, like, how crazy people can get.
People are nuts.
Yeah. You put people in a group.
I know I'm nuts, but I'm not that kind of nuts.
It's like the line from Men in Black. Just as a summary of the line, people in a group are, panicky and stupid, but one single person is smart. It's a longer line than that, but that always makes you think. Like, you put people in a group and yell fire, everyone just starts running and freaking out. But if you tell one person fire, they'll think of a plan and try to get out of
Yeah.
it, which just makes you think cults or, putting, mentally ill people all together in the same place.
Do it!
Yeah. Yeah, so I have some fear facts now.
Cool.
And the first one is that this film was entirely shot in chronological order. And it was like the way you see it in the movie.
Yeah. That's pretty
And
cool.
the entire movie is shot on a handheld camera. Like a little,
Oh.
or not a little, but like an actual camera they were
Yeah.
holding. They didn't put it on a tripod or
Oh, that's pretty
on
cool.
a truck or anything, like, because almost every single scene has shaking in it, like some sort of movement,
Yeah.
because it was all done on a handheld camera.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And to get an actual reaction from Liv Tyler, they lied to her and said that there was going to be a loud noise coming from like over here on the
Yeah.
left side of the house, and it ended up coming from behind her. So they made the loud noise, and she turned around and screamed like it was. I don't know which scene it was, but to get the real reaction,
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
she was actually scared because they said to expect it over there, and it came from the other side, which is kind of funny and
Yeah.
in a
A
way.
little quirky.
And then many theaters were sent faulty reels of this movie
Okay.
to where the audio sounded like static, and it took like almost the whole movie, like halfway through the movie, for them to realize that they thought it was part of the movie. They thought it was just like a scare tactic of the movie of just like
Oh,
having
shit.
static the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't realize that it was screwed up, which is kind of funny as well.
Yeah. That's kind of freaky.
Kurt Russell said in an interview on, it was like a late night interview show or whatever. Kurt Russell, who is in Hateful Eight,
Yeah, I know who Kurt
Oh,
Russell
okay.
is.
he said
Don't
that
doubt me.
this film always scares him.
It's a freaking
It's a freaky movie.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, this is one of the most realistic horror type movies.
Yeah.
Like, this could actually happen.
Yeah.
And like
I
you
wanna think about
said, it was
It was
similarly
based on true
based
events.
on Sharon Tate's murder, and that actually happened in real life. But yeah, Michael Myers probably won't happen in real life.
Yeah.
Jason, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Terrifier could, but not the supernatural part of it. Like, they all have supernatural elements. This is 100% realistic. Like, they've done that before. They're practiced. This could actually
Yeah.
happen. So
I don't like that.
I understand why he's, always scared of it. Liv Tyler's dad is Steven Tyler, who's
Yep.
the singer for Aerosmith.
Yep.
And his old band before Aerosmith was called The Strangers.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
That's kind of weird that
Yeah, that's
You know,
weird.
she ended up being a movie called
Yeah.
The Strangers when his
That's
old
cool.
band was called The Strangers.
That's cool.
The axe in the door was a reference to The Shining.
I knew it.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to tell me that.
And you kind of see her face, the face
Uh-huh.
pop in through.
Yeah.
But, like, she didn't shove it in like Jack Nicholson does.
Yeah.
Which was totally ad-libbed, by the way.
Uh-huh.
But the axe through the door and you seeing her face in it for a split second was a
Shining
reference to The Shining. And for my final one, of the three strangers, White Mask Guy does not speak any lines in the movie. He doesn't say a single thing throughout the whole
Yeah.
movie. Which,
Makes him even more scarier.
exactly.
For sure.
Because you see him, like, he's like the big one
Yeah.
in the movie.
He doesn't talk.
Like,
No, thank you.
he's more so the leader of the three.
Yeah.
He would be Charles Manson.
Yeah.
And to be, the one that doesn't say a word kind of makes you a little scarier. And I like this movie a lot. There's nothing about this movie that, like, screams stupid to me. Because, I mean, there's, horror movies have, like, some sort of thing where it's like, oh, maybe that wasn't so great.
Yeah.
And, like,
No, this was good.
this was good. And I mean, it's not a perfect movie, of course, because like there were some stuff in there that was
Yeah.
like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But like maybe more of like the references to real events that happened, like you took the inspiration of, would have made it a little higher rated. But like, this is definitely a movie that if you want to be scared,
Watch it.
watch it, because
At
it is
night.
freaky. You have anything you want to say?
Nope. I was pretty excited to do this one, so.
Well, the consensus of this episode was we'll probably just do it uncut, because it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad.
That was
Maybe a
pretty good.
cough and sneeze here and there.
Yeah, I'll see if I can
Cut that
cut
out.
those out so you don't have to listen to the sniffles and coughs, but we'll figure that out. It won't be, 100% uncut, because I don't think you want to listen to us breathe into the microphone like we're underwater or something in a scuba suit.
Scuba suit.
But or we're Darth Vader or something. But exactly. But it was still, it's still pretty funny to do these uncut, because there's the stupid little, you can hear Kami's nails in the floor that I usually try to cut out.
We don't have Echo and Honey here today, so.
Yeah, you hear Echo's jingling, or you hear Cicely's stupid jokes that she makes sometimes.
They're good jokes.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead and read next week's question.
What actress played Tiffany in The Bride of Chucky? Come on, guys. Come on now.
Okay, so for our next movie, it's going to be The Platform, which we've seen.
I've seen.
I
It's
watched
good.
it before we decided to make the podcast.
Me too.
When we started this podcast, I've been trying to watch less scary movies by myself so we could do it like a first reaction to some of these. But before we had this idea, I was watching, scary movies all the time, and The Platform was one of them.
That one's
Yeah, it's kind of...
I mean, it's
we'll
good
get
as
into
hell.
it next
I
week.
really
but
like this movie, but
I do like it. It's kind of a messed up movie.
it's pretty messed up, and I wouldn't say it's not like jump ass scary. It's like
Like
shit.
psychological,
It's
yeah.
psychologically scary.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll get into that next week. You have
Yeah.
anything else?
Nope. Other
Don't
than
Google the answer.
Watch this movie, but don't watch it alone at night. Watch it with some pals.
Or in a
Maybe
cabin?
in the evening. Some lights on.
At home.
At home. With your dogs. Okay?
All right, well, if that's all you got, that's all I got.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week with The Platform.
Platform. Catch you later.